Hello dears, welcome back to our channel. How are you? I hope you all are good. I'm also good here. Yesterday we have discussed the first set of questions for the interview. Yes, first one was based on the general teaching questions, like tell us about yourself, your teaching philosophies, etc. So I find a comment in the comment box like these questions are not all questions are asked in the interview. Yes, of course, depends upon the school and time constraint for the interviewer. The number of questions may vary, but it's a like most popular questions and introduce yourself and teaching philosophy related questions. Why do you choose this school? These all are must questions. If you have like experience with any other questions, please do comment below. I will give the correct answer for that. How do we need to answer for that particular question wisely? These all things we will discuss. Okay, that will be helpful for others as well. Please comment below then. Today we are going to discuss about the second category of questions, that is curriculum and teaching style related questions. So depends upon the country, the teaching styles also varying, right? So how it will be in UAE? The first question is, how do you differentiate your teaching to meet the needs of diverse learners? Okay, this is the question. So how to differentiate? Differentiation is a must in all lessons in UAE. Differentiation means low level students are there, middle achievers, right? The average students are there, very high achievers are there. More than that, some of the students are gifted students, we will say. Gifted students, they have like IQ level more than the usual kids. Other than that, SEN categories are there. ADHD children are there. That is clinically diagnosed hyperactivity. Okay, this kind of kids are there. So we have to meet all of these students' needs. I will give a sample answer here. Please listen to that. In my classroom, I make it a priority to ensure that each student has access to the learning materials and experience they need to succeed. I use differentiated instructions, strategies such as adjusting the content, process, and product based on students' individual needs. For example, for students who need extra support, I might provide simplified text or one-to-one instructions. One-to-one instruction means individual instructions. As a all class, we will give some of the instructions, right, for the all class. Other than that, individually, that we are going near to that particular student and telling some of the instructions. This is what it is mean by. Okay, then I also challenge advanced students by offering, advanced students means that gifted students and high achievers, by offering enrichment activities or higher order thinking level questions. Okay, we have to do that because all other classes doing some other words. So when the gifted students will finish it very quickly, right? So they don't want to sit simply. We have to give additional questions for them that should be in higher order thinking level. Additionally, I incorporate flexible grouping where students work in different groups based on their learning needs. That means two kinds of grouping are there in the classroom, that is homogeneous grouping and heterogeneous grouping. Depends upon the school, it is varying, and even in our class we have to change that. Maybe in one group activity we can go for homogeneous grouping, and in another activity we can go for heterogeneous as well. Depends upon the activity that we are giving. So homo, one or same, that is the meaning. So all same level children are coming in one group. If low achievers, all group is low achiever, another all group is high achiever, like that. Okay, that grouping. Heterogeneous grouping means in one group itself the high achievers will be there, low achievers will be there, and all levels of students are mixed in one group. That is usually we are following in India, I think. So additionally, I incorporate flexible grouping where the students work in different groups based on their learning needs. For students with special needs, I collaborate with special education staff because the special students means the SEN children or inclusion children. So there will be SEN teacher in each school. Okay, inclusion, that branch is there, of course. So we have to meet them and to get their IEP plans, individual learning plans, right? So this we have to take from them, and according to each children we have to curate our lessons. So this is what it is telling. So education staff to ensure that they accommodate like extended time. Sometimes they need extra time. Even for the class test, we can give extra time for them, or assistive technologies we can use. You can give individual instructions during that time. These all are we are discussing. This flexibility allows every student to engage with the material at their level of readiness and ability. This is the short answer I given here. But even though if you cannot study all these things, you can point out each points, like there are different kinds of categories are there. I will take care all the categories of children in the class. I can make homogeneous group, heterogeneous group. There will be separate enrichment activity for this gifted children. Some children will get according to their IEP. I will give extra time, individual support, etc, etc. These all things we have to tell if they are asking this question. This is the first question. Second one, can you provide an example of how you incorporate technology in your lessons? Technology is a must in UAE because nowadays most of the schools having iPads with the children, but all schools are not. Most of the schools, I said. So technology plays a key role in my lessons as it helps to engage students in innovative ways. One tool I regularly use is Google Classroom, where I post assignments, resources, and create interactive discussions students to share ideas. I also use educational platforms like Kahoot. Kahoot is a very good platform, okay, for quizzes and formative assessment, where helps making learning more fun and interactive. If you already know about different kinds of quizzes, activities, this kind of the platforms, you can tell about it. If you're a science teacher, you can use FED simulations. That is very good platform. This kind of different technologies you have to tell. And in UAE, most of the schools are using Teams as an app for posting PPTs and all. You can search about it. If you want a small session for Teams, please comment below. I will do that, okay? For example, during a history lesson on ancient civilizations, I used a virtual field trip tool, Google Expeditions, that is the tool's name, to take students on a virtual tour of the pyramids in Egypt. This kind of examples you can add. If you're not getting the answer properly, using the technology, if you took any classes from your imaginations, okay? And we are going to third question. How do you assess students' progress and give feedback? How you are going to assess the students' progress? Think. So here is your answer. The formative and summative assessments, that is a must in your answer. Secondly, these all things that I'm going to read, you can also go through this. If you're not getting, please go to the description box. There will be a link. You can click on the link and find all these things I wrote there. So save these videos, and when you're going for an interview, please revise it and go, okay? That will be beneficial for you. And watch all these interview sessions, parts like part 1, part 2, like that I'm posting now. So all these are a must to watch before going to an interview, okay? For instance, I might use quick exit tickets. Exit tickets I already did videos, and I even in short videos I included which kind of exit slips I'm using in my classes. Then quizzes or students' polls to identify areas where students are struggling and adjust the lessons accordingly, because UAE have smart boards everywhere, so they can poll. They like in your like WhatsApp as well as in YouTube, we can poll, no? The same kind of apps are there. The students will poll which subject, which topic they want, like more progress and all. I also encourage peer assessment and self-assessment. You know already about peer assessment and self-assessment, right? So they will get that kind of ownership of their own lessons. For summative assessment, I typically use project, written test, or essays depending on the subject. When providing feedback, I ensure it is constructive. Whenever the feedback related questions are there, you have to answer like, I will give constructive feedback, not just like very good, excellent and all. You have to tell in this area, you have to improve this and that. So there are different kinds of constructive feedbacks are there, SID marking, then 2-star, 1 wish, this kind of. If you want video on that, surely I will do it, okay, later. Then the fourth question, how do you handle a situation where a student struggling academically? You have to support them, right? See, I told you these all questions are not coming, but either one or two they will ask, okay? You have to just go through that, then you will get the idea how to answer it. Then how you are going to help a struggling student in academic? So you have to tell, when I notice that a student is struggling, the first step is to identify the root cause. The root cause we have to, I observe their behavior and performance in the class, and I might also have a one-on-one conversation with them, because in front of all class you cannot ask him. You have to take him out and ask about him, like what is the problem you are facing, what are the challenges. So whether it's lack of understanding, difficulty in the language or content, or any outside factors from the struggles from the home, maybe the parents issues, this kind of the family issues are going on some of the students cases, so it can also affect academically, right? So we have to check whether it is because of that or this. I then provide targeted support such as additional tutoring sessions, differentiated assignments, or breaking down the lessons into small chunks. Then, for example, if a student is struggling with math, I might provide them with additional practice problems or use visual aids like number of lines and manipulatives to help them better grasp the content. So this is all about mathematics teacher. If you are depends upon any subject that you have to tell, right, which way you are going to, you should have an idea in your mind before going itself, though, so that example will come automatically during that time. Otherwise, if you're first time facing this question, it will be very difficult to answer. You need to think, right? Here you don't want to think, you are already prepared with the answer. Additionally, I communicate regularly with parents and support staff to ensure the students are receiving necessary help both in and out of the classroom. I make sure the students feels encouraged and supported throughout the process. This kind of answers needed, okay, in this case. The last question that we are discussing is, describe a lesson plan you have used successfully. So you, in your mind, it's a many times I got the same questions from many interviewer. Describe a lesson plan, or describe a lesson how you actually successfully took. You find like that lesson was successful, it is so good. Think about that lesson, started the lesson, how you go through the main body, how you concluded that, you can recollect and tell. But other than that, you have to prepare for that, okay? Even though you don't have a lesson like that, you have to think about a successful lesson and you have to prepare for that. Example, sample answer. One lesson that worked particularly well was a science lesson on ecosystems. The objective was for students to understand the interdependence of living organisms within an ecosystem and the role of products, producers, consumers, and decomposers. This is the lesson objective I'm telling, okay, lesson objective. Secondly, I'm telling for the activity, so it is going to the main body now. For the activity, students worked in groups to create a model of an ecosystem using craft supplies. That means I given in the class craft supplies and all, and they started to make it, drawing connections between the organism and explaining how energy flows through the system. Then presented their models to the class, explaining the interactions within their ecosystem. So the main body is over, right? Throughout the lesson, I incorporated a variety of learning modalities: hands-on group work, visual aids like diagrams of food chains, add a short video to reinforce the concept. The students were very engaged and enjoyed the collaborative aspects of the project, because collaboration is a must in the classroom. So we are mentioning that exact word here, collaboration, right? At the end of the lesson, I used a short quiz to analyze, to assess their understanding, followed by a class discussion to review the key points. This is the plenary. Plenary task means that at the end we are doing something like maybe in the form of a quiz, or maybe like any exit slip, okay, we can give to assess their understanding. So that I did already here. The students responded really positively to the activity because it made abstract concept, and it's give a sense of ownership over their learning, because they are making their own product, they are explaining themselves, they are reviewing it, whether they learned or not, everything is done by them, right? It's a collaborative classroom as well, so it will be very, very successful, we can say that. So the interviewer will be impressed because of this lesson. We are pointing out lesson objective, the things that we did during the activity, the collaboration, the product, that product is shown there, right? Because they already done this in the classroom itself. So that is a very good lesson, so we can recollect about it. If you don't have a lesson like that, you have to think about, you have to make a storyline, and you need to practice it, okay? That is what. So this is all about today's. If any other questions are asking from this curriculum and teaching style, you can recollect all these points, and you can tell whatever question it is, you can connect with these questions. That's why these are the 5 main questions. If you're learning this, you can recollect for other questions as well. So just go through that before going to an interview. I told you in the description I will put a link, you can click there, so you can find the question answers over there. Just read it and practice, then go for an interview. It will be very easy then, okay? Thank you so much. If you are just faced different questions than this from this topic, okay, curriculum and management, please tell me, so we can discuss that also. That will be beneficial for other freshers, those who are attending interview for the first time. Yes, so thank you so much. Bye bye.